Your 50s are your decade for reinvention. What is it that you need to reinvent about yourself? Everyone that I know that's over the age of 50 is doing something really cool and exciting. And I wanted to just come in and say to you guys, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. It's never too late to do all of the things that you've always wanted to do. Be like Nike and just do it. So let's talk about reinvention and what that looks like over the age of 50. What do you want to do next? What is your next contribution to society? Or if not to society, what is your next contribution to yourself? What are you going to do to reinvent yourself at this stage in our lives to keep things fun and interesting? What's on your list of things to do? Well, let me just tell you. I got some very interesting people in my life, and I just want to share a little bit of that with you. So, first and foremost, nobody's going to do any of this for you. If there's something you always wanted to do, you simply have to find a way to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you. People aren't going to keep cheering you on and saying you should, you should, you should. If there's something that you want to do, you should absolutely do it. Now, the first things you got to do to reinvent yourself is to learn and build new skills. Now, I have a cousin. We affectionately refer to him as John John. He is 58, almost 59 years old. He has been a over-the-road truck driver for the last 30 years, retired military or National Guard after over 20 plus years, and then he took to the road and he's been driving trucks, and we all know what's going on with that industry right now. But within the last year, he decided to use his GI Bill, go back to school, and study mortuary science. Now, if you know my cousin, you know that he has the wherewithal to do exactly that. He has the perfect demeanor for comforting people. He also is not at all squeamish and has the ability to do what needs to be done. But in order for him to become a mortician and a funeral director, he had to learn and build new skills. And can you imagine at almost 60 years old going back to school? And he is doing amazing. He is doing such a good job. I saw a speech that he did the other day. Not only did he do a beautiful job on that speech, but he also got an A in the class. And at 60 years old, that is really something to celebrate. Because, it's been a long time since he's been in school. And he had to learn something new in order to be able to do the things that he's doing. He's not a man of a lot of words, but that speech was so eloquently done and written, but he had to learn new skills in order to be able to pull that off. And that's what I'm encouraging each and every one of you to do as well. Write a book, paint something, create a garden, do all of the things that you've always wanted to do. If you want to be a singer or an actress or any of those things, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. Just put your mind to it and get to it. That's all you got to do. But you got to learn some new skills and build upon those skills in order to do that thing you've always wanted to do. Next, you have to explore creative outlets. I've got another friend who will be 61 years old this year. He is retired military, 100% disabled military vet, but he was way too spry to be sitting around doing absolutely nothing, and he loves to cook. He loves to cook for his family. He's always been a cook. Once he retired from the military, he also drove trucks for a while, but now that he's retired and 100%, disabled from the military, he no longer has to work for money. He gets to do what he wants to do for fun. And he went back to school to get his certificate in culinary arts. And not only, because he's a wonderful cook, he already knew how to cook, but not only is he in school for culinary arts, he's also doing pastries and cake decorating and all of those fabulous things at 60 years old. He is in a classroom with people that are in their teens and 20s learning how to cook things. And not only is he learning new things and creating all kind of delicious things for us to eat, he's coaching and teaching the young people along the way. And I think that's a beautiful thing to do. So he was not afraid to go and explore creative outlets. He had to learn something new. He had to do something different. And he gets up every morning and he puts that chef uniform on and he goes to school and he comes back with something absolutely delectable for us to eat. But he wouldn't have been able to do that if he wasn't brave enough to get creative and do something that he's always wanted to do. And it's something that he's always done well, but he knew enough to know that I got to go and learn a little bit more so I can do a little bit better. Now, he's not creating or starting a new career, but he has learned some things that's going to keep me fat and sassy and everybody else in our family as well. Another thing you got to do is revamp your look from the inside out. Now, that may mean, changing up your wardrobe. That may mean, trying on some new makeups. That may mean going ahead and getting rid of that receding hairline for our men folks and go ahead and cut that hair off. There's a lot of things that you can do. It could be anything from trying a new lipstick to, maybe covering up the locks for a little while and wearing a wig. We got to revamp our look in order to get where we're going. But we have to revamp that look on the inside as well as the outside. And that goes along with what we tell ourselves. Now, the next person on my list is my sister, my fabulous sister. She was a single mom at the age of 17, and all she ever wanted to be was an engineer. And my fantastic parents and grandparents raised her son for her so that she can go to school and get that engineering degree. And she has stopped at nothing to accomplish everything that she wanted to accomplish. But she has revamped herself. Now, she has been an engineer for over 20 years. She is a diversity and inclusion expert, but she has created a nonprofit and is raising money so other single parents that are interested in the STEM sciences, and that's science, math, technology, engineering, all of those things, she has created a nonprofit where she can assist those young people to go to school, even though they have children and obstacles, so that they can pursue their dreams as well. Now, in order to do that, she had to revamp herself from the inside out. She started out as a 17-year-old single mom trying to get through the FAMU, FSU, College of Engineering. She was able to do that. And now that she's done that for over 20 years, my sweet nephew is 33 years old at this point and doing quite well. But my sister now has a nonprofit that will send single parents to school if they want to major in any of the STEM subjects. She had to revamp herself from the inside out to be able to do that. So it's not just about a look. It's not just about a hairstyle or makeup. It's about a lifestyle. It's about doing what you can to help others, all while reinventing yourself. Another thing that you have to do to reinvent yourself beyond the age of 50 is to travel. And not only travel, but to travel and explore. Go where you feel alive. Now, my bestie has been a flight attendant for over 30 years. I don't think there's any place that she's been. But within the last year and a half, she decided to travel internationally only. Fewer trips for her, so it's less time on the plane, even though some of the trips are longer. But she gets to go and explore some of the places that she just had to fly through when her kids were smaller, when life was busier, and she just didn't have time to take time and enjoy some of the places that she got to go to. Now she's in Madrid, she's in Paris, she's in Italy, she's at all of these places. And because of how long it takes to get there, she gets to explore. And she's sending pictures, and, I get to utilize some of her buddy passes, so I get to go with her. And we have experienced some absolutely beautiful things. But we're not just traveling to a destination anymore. We are exploring when we get there. We are making the most of the time that we have there. I know I talked to many of you about a trip that I took with my daughter this past summer to Italy. I have always wanted to go to Italy. And the pandemic prevented me from going in 2020. And I kind of put it off and said, if I get to do it, fine. If I don't, fine. But my daughter decided that when she left Paris, she was going to Rome. And she asked her mom, did she want to come along? I went along, and we had the most beautiful time in Rome. And it wasn't as if I was on a time constraint or I had to go somewhere and visit and be on somebody else's schedule. No, we could do however we wanted, whenever we wanted. We rode the fast train. We took a wine tour all over Tuscany. It was an absolutely beautiful time, but we took some time to explore. I didn't go there for a conference or a volleyball tournament or a football tournament. No, no, no. I went to simply enjoy myself. I got to sit on the cobblestone sidewalks and sip wine and people watch, and it was amazing. My best friend is having an opportunity after 30 years of being on an airplane serving people to go and visit all these absolutely wonderful places and see things. And much like me, she's not afraid to go anywhere by herself. So we explore and we venture. That's a part of reinvention. You've got to see something you've never seen before, and you've got to take some time to immerse yourself in that thing. That's what you have to do. So let's stop acting like being over 50 is a midlife crisis. It's a midlife makeover. And we got to take every opportunity to reinvent ourselves, to love on ourselves, to spend some time with ourselves and do all of the things that we wanted to do. So I'm going to say to you guys, be like my cousin John. Career change, 60 years old, and he is doing that thing. Or my friend that's the culinary master. Can cook anything, can bake anything, is more than happy to go and make all these things. And we brag on it, we talk about it, we eat. I know I done gained 15 pounds, since he's been in this program. You have got to revamp your look. Revamp yourself from the inside out and give back like my sister did. And take some time to smell the roses like my friend Vita does. She is a ray of sunshine everywhere she goes. And she wants to share her experiences with anybody that's willing to listen, because she's taking the time to explore. And she's continuing to do so. And I'm going to encourage you guys to do so as well. Now, I know there's so many other ways to reinvent yourself, and I know my seasoned gang has got some tips and some tricks for us, and I'm going to ask you guys to leave me a comment. What are some of the things that you're doing to reinvent yourself? What are some of the things that the people in your life are doing? I am so blessed to be surrounded by such a diverse group of people that aren't afraid to do anything, which is why I'm sitting here on this camera today, because they encourage me to do it. Now I'm running from a smoke detector that is going rogue in this house, and I'm trying to record as much as I can to bring you guys as much information as I can. So I'm hiding out from the smoke detector. So if you see me in a different spot, that's why. But I'm going to ask you guys to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know how you reinvent yourself. And until the next time, it's the seasoned lady signing off. I hope each and every one of you have a fabulous afternoon. Toodles.